Oh, there y'all are. Well, hello friends and family. I'm so grateful that y'all stopped by today. Yeah. What I'm going to share with you today is a tragic event. And this is those videos that you never want to make. You don't want to make them, and you definitely don't want to live them. And the events of the past few days have been lesser for me, but more for a very close friend of mine. Y'all hear me talk about him all the time. And that's Benoit, Southern Board Prepper. And sometime in the early hours of Monday morning, his son Devin, 26 years old, passed away in his sleep. Yep, on Monday morning, the 21st of November. And it has devastated Reagan, his wife Kelly, his sisters Zoe and Miley, Kaylee, and Kelsey. I had to think. I always get the last two confused. There's a lot of K's in there. But I wanted to come on, but I wanted to wait about doing this video to let y'all know, because I know a lot of you know Reagan. Yeah, you know him through the internet, you know him through my videos, and he's a YouTube creator too, Southern Boy Prepper. We've become close friends over the last 3 years. Well, as close as you can be, considering the distance. We talk almost every day. There's very few times, that a day or two goes by that we don't. And sometimes. But yep, he's lost his son. And I have some experience in that department. I'm not going to go into my whole story and all of that. I've lost a child, and I'll leave it at that. Came very close to losing 2 more because of the wars. So I have an understanding somewhat of what he's going through, and it's been devastating to him personally, to his wife, and the family as a whole, and their close friends, which I'm honored to call myself one. And I'm honored to have him and his wife and children, a close family of mine. But they're going to have visitation tomorrow at the funeral home in Sulphur. I believe it's Sulphur. You'll have to forgive the memory of the old man. I'll have the details of the funeral home, as well as Reagan's PayPal and P.O. box in the description below this video. And if you would like, and of course he's not asking and I'm not asking, but if you'd like to help in the expenses, funerals, and what have you, as many of y'all know, we're up at that age where we've checked into all that, and it's extremely expensive. So much so, most of my life I've said, dear Lord, help me, because I can't afford to die. But I'll leave all the information in the description below this video. And I know it's the eve before the day we give thanks. Thanksgiving Day it is. Or this is Thanksgiving Eve, or afternoon, or whatever you want to say. That is, if you celebrate it too. But He did a live today. And we had talked about this, and like I say, I didn't want to do a video and let my viewers know. And that until he could bring it upon himself to let the world know. In my mind, I think, as you know, I've experienced such, that you need time. You need time to process, time to grieve a little, time to get your mind back right, and start picking up the pieces of your life. And it's never easy. And it really, whether it's a spouse, your best friend, and God forbid it's your child. My father once told me when I was a young man, because he almost lost me, the old man would come to the hospital every day for 18 months. Yeah. And there was a time when I couldn't show him or tell him I could hear him, but I could. But that's enough about me. This is about Devin. And he was a fine young man. I'm just not saying that because, you know, that's what we always say when people pass. You know, we always say how good they are. Sometimes, and I'm honest, some people aren't. And I'm a realist. That's sort of, I guess, the downside on me. It's caused me a lot of problems in my life, especially with friends and relationships. I look at things how they are. And I've lost count in my life, how many people I've lost in it. So I guess I'm a little bit hardened for that fact. But I'm going to tell you what. Even this old hard man isn't hard enough to withstand the near loss or loss of a child. That, my friends and family, if you've never experienced it, and you may think you've been through some hell before, and I hope you never do, you lose a child, that will surpass anything that has came in your life, in my mind, and in my experience. But Reagan did a live today, and he explained things. He shared some stories about Devin and about their life together and how thankful he was. And Devin had some medical issues when he was young that almost took him away from him when he was 3. But by the grace of God. And I'll leave it up to you if you want to go watch the live, because he tells the story much better than I ever could. But a miracle happened. It surely did. And if you're needing a miracle in your life, things are really bad, maybe it'll inspire you that there's always hope in the darkest of times. Sometimes, whether you believe or not. But Devin was spared. And this allowed Reagan, Kelly, and his sisters, and his friends to share his life for 26 years. Devin loved animals. Reagan and them on their little homestead, you know, they had chickens, they had cats, plenty of dogs. Devin loved them all. He also loved to garden. And I'll leave a link to Devin's channel too, in case you'd just like to get to know this young man and the time he spent here with all of us on this earth. It's been a long time since I've cried as much as I have since I got the call Monday morning early. And I missed that call because I was in the bathroom getting ready. to make a superfoods run. But when I got out, not only did I see the missed call, but he'd sent me a text too. I was in total shock and disbelief when I read the text. He just put he tried to call, and Devin died last night in his sleep. I have the text saved. You see, those phone calls we sometimes miss can be ever so important. But we have no way of knowing. You can't be with your phone 24/7. Even though we have more access today than we have most of our life. But if you would, and if you'd be of a mind, don't feel obligated. Yep, it's the internet, it's YouTube. I count Reagan as my #1 best friend, even though we've never really met in person. But that's the way friendships are now. The distance is great. And because of the internet, because of our phone system, we can share strong bonds. We can help each other when in need. And at times, when the circumstances will allow, we all have lives. We all have responsibilities. And because of that, sometimes it makes you feel so bad. It does me at this time. I'd love to be there, but circumstances won't allow. And that's just made me cry all the harder. I'd just like to give the big old mug a hug. But I can only do that through the phone. And yeah, they need prayers. And it's times like this, I don't ever question God or His reasons. You see, I learned a long time ago, we don't know the reasons why. It seems so unfair at times that they take someone before their time, or before those that they leave are ready for them to leave and say goodbye. I've only found solace as I've aged in the fact that God knows all things. Things I'll never know, and reasons I'll never know why. And I know times are tough this year. Since 2020, for most younger than me, these are the toughest times in their entire life. For the poor, lower middle income, and even beyond. They're extremely tough times, and on this Thanksgiving, many are wondering that I've talked about what have I got to be thankful for. Well, friends and family, if you're thinking that today, as I know many are, you might want to take a sheet of paper out and write down what you have. Because if you still got family, your children, and such, good friends, that's what you should be thankful for. If you got where you can put food on the table, it might be meager, it might not be much, and I'm not planning much for Thanksgiving. In fact, before this happened, I really didn't know what I was going to do. And now, I'm going to make it simple. No, I'll still have my little old feast, me and the kitty crew. And with that, when I sit down with it, kitties are fed, I'm going to say a prayer for Devin. And I'm going to say prayers, as I have, for Reagan Kelly and the entire family, that they may be comforted through this extremely difficult time of grief that has befallen them and lays ahead. And I know when this happens for all of us, it's hard for us to say or know. We just don't see how life's going to get better. And for some, they doubt how they're even going to go forward. But one thing, and I'm not good at advice in these things. There's no words that can really take away the pain or make it all better. All I can tell people is what I've experienced and how I've got through it all the years that I've lived. And that is, in time, it gets easier if you allow it to. And I'm talking more to my friend Reagan now than even all of you, because we spend a lot of time, we always spend a lot of time on the phone. And that, he drives a lot. And I talk and keep him awake, keep him safe till he gets back home. It's not a chore or duty, it's a privilege. Yes, it is. But it's just like this Thanksgiving. Devin loved Thanksgiving. Well, he loved all the holidays. He got excited. Everything getting decorated, and his mother, Kelly. If you've never been over Southern Boy Prepper's channel or Kelly's Corner and seen what she can do with a Christmas tree, you'd be shocked. She is an artist. Her and Zoe and Miley. And Devin too. And it's just like the others that all of you may have lost here recent. And I read the comments. And I know all of you have lost people, especially over the last 3 years. Some here recently. And that always weighs heavy on my heart. That's why sometimes opening up the comments, I just ain't got it in me. 'Cause like I say, I never know what to say. I never know the advice to give or how to make it right. I want to. God knows I do. But if you're having the same thoughts that I know my friend Reagan and their family were having, about why even do the holidays? Why even do Thanksgiving? Well, my thought has always been, remember the person and how much they loved it. How much they enjoyed it. What were their special meals and what excited them. In case in Devin, he loved Kelly's yams. And yeah, she'll be making yams tomorrow. I'm sure she don't want to, but she'll be making them. Because that was Devin's favorite. Always asked for them. Every holiday and on his birthday. Sort of strange to me. I'm not a big yam fan. Oh. But that's a good reason to continue the holidays. For those who went before us and await us when our time comes too. I'm often reminded we never know our time. Mine could come before the end of the video. I'll never know. So this year, when you're sitting there, whether it's with your spouse, one or no children, or a whole house full of friends and family, look around. As hard as times are, and we say this so often, it sort of becomes a cliche. Trust me, life can be way more harder than yours is right now. That's a fact. And when you reach out and hold hands with your loved ones, pray for their safety and their health and happiness. And thank God they're still with you on that day. So like I say, Devin was a fine young man, 26. He loved life. Something he really loved was Disney. In fact, last year he went there all by himself for a week and had the best of times. I watched videos. And like I say, I'll link his channel too. Because if you got some spare minutes and you like to know him, he liked hot peppers. He did these hot pepper reviews and taste tests of things I'd never stick in my mouth. But he could do it. He was really good at it too. He was a hard worker. He was always doing things for his mama and daddy and his sisters. I can't say enough good about him, and I don't even gotta stress it and try, because in his 26 years he had become a fine young man, and he was deeply loved by his family and his friends and those he worked with, as he loved all of them too. So there's about all I can say right now, but I will leave a link to Reagan's live that he just finished up on his channel, if you'd be a mind to watch it. And I know it's a hard video to watch, his live. But if you decide to, may it inspire you to be thankful for what little or what all you have this Thanksgiving Eve and Thanksgiving tomorrow. Many of us will celebrate alone, and that's okay too. I'm gonna let you go now, because these are tough videos. I'm out of words, except I want to let Reagan and Kelly know, the girls, I love them. I pray for them, and I pray for Devin, and I pray for their continued blessings, their happiness, which will come slowly back in their lives and their futures and wellness. So until we meet again here on the channel, and I guess this would explain why I've been a little delinquent again. I make no apologies. The kitty crew, which is out and about, it's a wonderful day. It's 70 degrees with a nearly clear blue sky. You can see it in the background, if you can get past my old scruffy face. Yeah, snow shave November. But then again, I just lost the desire the last few days to scrub it off. But until I, Spooky and Speedy, Cleo, Mr. Gray, and of course, little Gracie and little bit see you on that next video. Y'all take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Remember the ones you love and the ones you still have with you. And be thankful for the little or lot that you have in your lives. It can all change in a second. May God bless you as you bless the others in your lives. Goodbye for now. Time to go in. Later, all.